With three different versions of Xbox One being out on the market, it's easy to get confused as to which system to get. In this video, we're gonna help you make up your mind as we take you through what each system has to offer, so stay tuned and enjoy. After discontinuing the original Xbox One and replacing it with the Xbox One S, Microsoft released another version of their flagship console, the Xbox One X. So if you're thinking of stepping into the world of Xbox, you only have two consoles to choose from at the moment, the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. However, if you're a Microsoft veteran and you own the original Xbox One and you want to upgrade your system, you probably have a lot of questions as to which of the new machines is best suited to meet your needs. We're gonna help you decide where to spend your money as we break down all the differences between the three consoles. So let's get started. One of the biggest differences between the three consoles is in the graphics department. The original Xbox One supports neither 4K nor HDR. The Xbox One S does support HDR gaming, but not the 4K resolution. The only place where you can experience true 4K with the Xbox One S is if you use it to watch 4K videos. Native 4K gaming, however, is not supported on this device, though it does upscale Full HD content to a 4K resolution, much like the PS4 Pro. However, it is still not the real deal. Xbox One X though supports both native 4K gaming and HDR. It's not called the world's most powerful console for nothing, you know. To get technical about it, we can see that the original Xbox One and Xbox One S have very similar GPUs, but these are absolutely destroyed by the X's super powerful graphics card, which boasts a whopping 6 teraflops of performance. Note that you will need a 4K HDR TV to truly experience the power of the Xbox One X. When it comes to CPU power, there's almost no difference between the original Xbox One and Xbox One S. The S version boasts a slightly more efficient CPU, which gives the developers the additional processing power needed to take advantage of HDR. However, the Xbox One X comes with an upgraded processor which is around 30% faster than the original Xbox One, going from 1.7 to 2.3 GHz. Apart from having a better CPU, the 4 additional gigabytes of RAM memory is another reason why the Xbox One X runs much faster. These extra 4 gigabytes are reserved for the console system, leaving the remaining 8 gigabytes for games only. This is a very significant increase because both the original Xbox One and Xbox One S have only 5 gigabytes of RAM memory available for games. The difference in size between the Xbox One S and the X is not vast, but it's important to know that the Xbox One S is around 40% smaller than the original Xbox One. However, the biggest difference between the original Xbox One and the newer consoles is that the original is the only one that comes with a pretty bulky external power brick. Both the Xbox One S and the X have an integrated power supply unit. As far as the appearance goes, we can see that the Xbox One X is basically a clone of its predecessor. They look very similar indeed. All Xbox One consoles come with the same connectivity ports, apart from the original Xbox One, who doesn't have an HDMI 2.0 port. This is due to the fact that this console does not support any form of 4K content like we said. It also supports only Blu-ray and DVD optical drives, whereas both the Xbox One S and the X have both 4K and HDR Blu-ray drives. When it comes to storage, the original Xbox One packs a 500GB hard drive, whereas the Xbox One X has multiple storage options, ranging from 500 gigabytes to 2 terabytes. The Xbox One X has only a 1 terabyte hard drive. Even though there are many differences in performance between the three consoles, they all offer the same games. Microsoft gave a promise to their players that there will be no exclusives for any of the consoles, so whether you own the original Xbox One or decide to get any of the newer systems, you will be able to play all the Xbox titles. The only difference will of course be in how the game performs. The newer the console, the better the game's performance. Simple as that. Now, as is of course natural, better performance comes with a higher price, and so the Xbox One X costs about £450, whereas the original Xbox One costs around £200 less. The Xbox One S comes with different price tags depending on what storage size you decide to get. So let's break it all down real quick. If you have the original Xbox One, but you don't own a 4K HDR TV, and you're just a casual gamer who just wants to play a game or two on your Xbox machine every now and then there's really no need to upgrade to any of the newer systems. However, if you don't own any Xbox One consoles, and you're looking to get one just to experience the world of Xbox for the first time, we recommend going for the Xbox One S, as it offers the best value for the smallest amount of money, HDR gaming and 4K videos, all in a cool looking small machine. But if you're serious about your Xbox gaming career and you do own a fancy 4K HDR TV, then you should definitely consider spending more money and getting the Xbox One X, as it is the best of the console gaming world at the moment. So those are the differences between the three editions of Microsoft's flagship console. Let us know down in the comment section below which version of the Xbox One did you guys
Now it has a max clock speed. Xbox console will be setting the benchmark. Now without further ado, let's just get into the leaks here. Now as you can see, the CPU already has a code name of 2G21002C E8JA3. Now it has a max clock speed of 3.3 gigahertz. It has 32 megabytes of L3 cache and a whopping 1 gigabyte of L4 cache. Now a lot of people right now have a red flag going up saying, why would it have 1 gigabyte of L4 cache? Now these developer kits, they're usually overpowered, and this is due to optimization and of course debugging. Now it has an 8-core CPU and it has hyper-threading disabled. But as you guys can see in the hyper-scheduling modes, it has an 8-thread mode, a 16-thread mode, a 24-thread mode, and 1 and 2-thread modes. Now I don't know where they're getting the 24 threads when it's just an 8-core CPU. Nonetheless, it is there in the debug kit, and at the very minimum, I would expect these consoles to have an 8-core 16-thread CPU, both the PlayStation 5 and the next generation Xbox. If there was one thing that held the consoles back this generation and previous generations before it, was the CPU, and I don't think the next generation this will be an issue. Now they have a bunch of modules listed, but the most important thing that I took away from this was the GPU that they have inside of it. Now if you look at the processor name, it says Octoris 12. Now Octoris is not Navi. If you look at AMD's roadmap, Octoris comes after Navi. It is the GPU that comes after Navi. Now this would make perfect sense. For the longest time, it's been rumored that the PlayStation 5 would have the Navi architecture inside of it. Now I've speculated that maybe Microsoft could use something else like Vega at one point, and then I kind of settled on that both consoles will have Navi and Zen 2 inside of it. Now if we're to believe this leak, and it does have an Octoris GPU inside of it, this is huge for the next generation Xbox console and would be more powerful than the PlayStation 5 if it indeed has a Navi GPU inside of it. Now the max core clock speed is listed at 1400 megahertz, and the max memory clock speed is at 1650 megahertz. I do think that the clock speed is a little bit slow, but at the same time we don't know what type of memory that Microsoft will be using in their next generation console. The memory bus width is 352 bits, and the memory size is a whopping 22 gigabytes. Now once again, I would not expect the final console to have 22 gigabytes of memory inside of it. I think they would have maybe 12 to maybe 16, but the 22 gigabytes is there for developers to have extra headroom when they're developing their games. Now when we come down to the unified shaders, it has 4096 with 64 Octoris engines. Now I don't know if this document is real or not. From now until these consoles release, we're going to get a lot of leaks. Some of them will be true, some of them won't be true, and we're going to have to take all of them with a grain of salt. But taking this document at face value, and if this is true, the next generation Xbox console will truly be a beast, and this is why Microsoft is so confident that no other console manufacturer will be able to compete with them, because they're going
news is irrelevant. So we've got a ton to cover today.
Is this fluid? And finally, more than just one next generation Xbox. So if you watched Microsoft's, we did a story a long time ago on this channel where we talked about different cores and get away with that 100% scot-free and still deliver the next generation console features that I just mentioned. Now I'm sure, for good reason, I am hearing those in the comments say, well, why would they do that? Well, put simply,